3.
Welcome, everyone. Today is May 22nd, 2025. That's a lot of twos in there. Welcome. I'm really excited to co-host with Ricia tonight. Some of you might know that I helped her move to that beautiful mansion in Manzanillo, Mexico. She's going to share with us in a little while. So I got to spend 3.5 months setting up her great new home. And when I got back from Italy last year, she was down 35 pounds. So I said, okay, I'm ready. So that was last October. I'm down over 20 pounds and excited to keep sharing this opportunity with everyone and to assist with the co-hosting for the next little bit before I take off to Italy, which will be 9 hours ahead. And I don't think I will be able to join you all for a while. So I look forward to tonight. Ricia has been in this business for over 25 years. I believe it said number 4 last week on the big power ranker board. Miss Ricia, is that right? Number 4 last week.
Number 4 in Canada.
Yeah, perfect. Excellent. So we have
26th in North America.
That's pretty awesome. 26 in North America, you guys. So we're with one of the best leaders on the planet. She's always been an inspiration to me and always will be. And everybody that meets her knows that Ricia is fun with a capital F-U-N.
And congratulations, Ricia.
Thank you, Kathy. I should actually have Barb and Randy host this call. I mean, they're the superstars tonight.
There you go. Okay,
we're all
so
superstars.
If you're not muted, go ahead and mute. Otherwise, I'll try and mute you. And we've got some great speakers lined up for tonight. And we're going to turn it over to Ricia now.
Okay, can you please chat with Dale? Dale's not getting her sound. So can you have a private chat with her and guide her through how she can get through the audio?
Okay, where is it, Dale?
Dale, yes, Dale Rumming. So just in the chat,
okay.
Layla, if you can go ahead and have private communication with her to help her get the audio. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. Let me just do my screen share here. And we're going to be ready to go. And pull up my slides. One moment, please. We've got some technical stuff going on. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can see my slides. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Ricia Adair, as Layla mentioned. I'm a Canadian. I live in Manzanillo, Mexico. October 17th, we moved into this beautiful mini resort. We gave it a really funny name. It's called Casa 700 Mangoes. If you are curious about that, you're going to have to just come and rent one of our beautiful little vacation villas, and I'll invite you up for dinner and I'll tell you the whole story. So here we are. We're living the dream. We think life is great. Well, let me throw in. We saw the house in January 2023. We had all of 1 hour to view it because the listing realtor was a little bit of a persnickety guy. We were able to come back and see it one more time for 1 hour. And then we got on the plane and came back to Canada, and we just manifested and asked God to help us have this beautiful home. 2 weeks later, our house sold. We put an offer on it. We closed in July and we moved in October. So in the meantime, the current owner decided, well, why should I continue to pay expenses on a house I don't own anymore? So he stopped paying for the hydro. The pool pump broke down. There was algae all over the pool. The neighboring jungle lot had overgrown our property. Doorknobs were falling off. The garage door opener was rotten. It was really something. And it was torrential rain when the realtor handed Mike his keys on October 17th, his 70th birthday. So I'll tell you, it was like, holy cow. And Layla mentioned she had helped. We had kind of kidnapped her to come and help us unpack the big truck that was on its way. But Layla's family was also renting our property for the winter. So we had to hurry up and get things ship-shop shape. And it required thousands of dollars. We had no idea what we had gotten into. You know, I think there was a movie, something like this, right? Throw a bunch of money into the house and keep throwing more money into it. So I had a parade of tradesmen coming and going. I learned a lot of construction words in Spanish. So we had that going on the financial end. In fact, I remember one time I wanted to do a day trip with Layla and her family, and I didn't even have $60 to put gas money in the truck. So it was kind of, we were broke. We got real broke. And all the money we collected from the resort rent, it had been e-transferred back in September and October of the previous year. So it was all spent. So there was no money coming in. It was really something. We're positioned on the top of that little hill, as you can see from the blue arrows. So walking that fabulous beach, it's about 9 miles from tip to tip. Great, great swimming. And you'd think with all that exercise that I would be lean and trim. Well, you know what? I got to be very fat. For me, I got to be quite heavy. It was a tough year. I was very sick. I had shingles. I had UTIs that wouldn't stop. I had 2 dog bites that got highly infected. It was a rough go. It was a rough go. So I went to see Dr. Tom. Dr. Tom, what could possibly be so wrong with me? I'm just in a bad way. And he researched and he said, Ricia, you've got a classic case of FFB. Dr. Tom, whatever could that be? He says, you're fat, frumpy, and broke. So thank goodness that magic day came along, April 17th, 2024, that changed my life. Chris and Joni Budd, longtime friends, living in Costa Rica, Canadians, said, Ricia, you got to know about the drops. And I have a sneaky feeling that Joni probably saw one of my fat pictures on Facebook. So in any case, here I am. I'm going, all right. I'm like seriously wanting to know about these drops. And very quickly, my mind shut it off saying, you don't have any money, girl. You just don't have any money. Then my mind said, how can I make this work? And then the solution came. And I'm going to say, God opened the path, right? And so I decided to take money out of my massage budget and I bought 2 boxes. That's all I could do. And so let me fast forward and share with you, because Joni said, Ricia, you're broke. You're telling me you're broke. But what you need to do is just follow what I'm doing. Post on Facebook some testimonies of other people that have had massive, massive success. And people are going to reach out to you asking for the drops. And that's exactly what happened. I've never seen any kind of attraction marketing in my life like this. My first day of posts, my box came, I posted a picture, 59 comments, and that resulted in 20 people becoming customers and 6 becoming partners with me. So it was just amazing. I'm so blown away at the generosity of the comp plan with this company and the popularity of this product. So fast forward, we're going to go into some 1-year goals that actually all got realized in 7 months. November 2024 was that magic financial breaking month for me. Barb and Randy are on the call, and I know they had a great month in November as well, too. It was just rock star science. My new fridge got delivered. There's Sarah, my new maid. Now I can afford to have a maid. We got the paint crews coming in. They painted color all over the house. Mike wanted to keep it white. And I said, not in this marriage, honey. No way. We live in Mexico. We're going to get some colors happening. The lower pool deck needed a new shade pergola. It was a situation of safety. That was a $5,000 structure, all very exotic woods and serious construction. Mike got his new motorcycle. Again, this all happened in November. It was a pretty crazy month for us. And then in December, we had 7 small earthquakes that failed our pool. And a whole bunch of people were checking in on January 2nd. So that was a pretty tough phone call to make to tell them how excited we are for their arrival. But, oh, by the way, the pool is broken. Well, thanks to Partner Co., I was able to quickly get the money together, hire an expedited crew that could expedite the work. And we actually reopened the pool on January 14th with the party. So again, my life has so greatly changed. I'm not saying all this to impress you, but impress upon you that if it hadn't been for my Partner Co. income, we would have had to shut down the resort side of our house. That would have come to an end. The 2 villas would have been shut down. How can you have people to your place when the pergola is going to fall down and hit them in the head, or they're going to jump into concrete when they try to go for a swim? You can't. So Partner Co. actually saved Casa 700 Mangoes, and I'm so grateful. This recently, I was in Punta Cana at a gorgeous diamond resort. As a matter of fact, Barb and Randy, who are on the call with us, were at the resort too with me. It was so fun. And again, that was an all expenses paid trip that was awarded to us from Partner Co. There was a lot of people there. I did zip lining. I've never done zip lining in my life. I was scared to death. There was welcome parties. There was bon voyage parties. There was so many great things. There was about 200 people there, all celebrating success. And many of us were in our first year of business. And here we are at this gorgeous resort, all expenses paid. So where can you get that in a job, right? Make a bunch of money, realize a whole bunch of goals, and get stuff done around your house. Take a 5-star, well, it was probably a 10-star vacation, all because of a great company and the products. So we're going to share with you both. Let's talk about my health. I was, in my opinion, way too big for my liking. And in 13 days after taking the drops, you can notice the difference out how I lost so much inflammation and several inches. 3 months later, wow, just a minute. Look at that lady on the left. I say, who's that fat lady and how'd she get in my computer? There I was at my going away party on Vancouver Island before we moved to Mexico. And that picture on the right was after being on the drops for 3 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. I'm so grateful. I no longer have arthritic pain in my fingers and my toes. I no longer have plantar fasciitis pain. I can't even complain about a hangnail to you tonight. I'm 66. I feel like I'm in my 30s. So grateful for all these products. And I owe it to these two guys, Darren Zobrist and John Wadsworth, the owners of our company. They had purchased several companies with stellar products 2 years ago. These companies were in financial trouble, and Darren and John saw some amazing products and some amazing people that were in those organizations, and they bought them all and put it all together called Partner Co, because we are partners. That's what it is. We're simply better together. In the last several months, I learned a lot about hormonal imbalance. I had no idea that my low libido had to do with hormonal imbalance or mood swings or my craving for sweets. And Mike got his headaches, and some people get night sweats, hot flashes, acne, insomnia, tiredness, fatigue, weight gain. These are all due to hormonal imbalance. And I don't know how many, I don't care how many times you go to the gym and you go on your grapefruit diet or your turkey soup diet or whatever it is. If your hormones are out of whack, you are not going to lose the fat. Thanks to our 100 products, we have an amazing catalog that touch in several multi-billion-dollar industries. We're going to talk about some of those products tonight. First, I want to talk to you about the scientists behind the products. Dr. Ray Strand is extremely well known around the world. He's written several great books. He, along with Dr. Joshua Plant, recently joined our team's Chief Science Officer, Dr. Pina from Mexico City. He is the most amazing gastrointestinal doctor. Brett West is the #1 guy in noni research in the world. We have Dr. Crystal Vance, Wellness Council President, Kristen White, a triathlete on our athletic council. We have an amazing group of scientists that oversee 1,040 annual quality tests. There's 215 plus published studies. We have a lot of science behind our products. One of our slogans is from farm to pharmaceutical, and it's just amazing how beautiful our products are. What I got excited about was being able to do business in 50 plus markets. I'm Canadian living in Manzanillo, Mexico. Fortunately, I paid my Wi-Fi that month, and I was able to reach out to my Canadian friends and family, my American friends, and wow, did business just exploded from there. You too can enjoy that. Imagine posting on Facebook about my testimony, maybe Sarah's testimony, maybe Layla's testimony, and all of a sudden someone responds from Italy and says, can I get these drops in Italy? You go to the website, click on the Italian flag, indeed the drops are there. You send her a link. The European office fulfills the order. Next Friday, you get paid. It is that transparent. No international business licenses, no international tax numbers. You can do business in 50 plus markets. And that's how my business ended up in over 12 countries. Let's talk about some of our amazing products. I'm just going to touch on a few of my favorites. Lucim was a product that was created by dermatologist team in 2005. It's been around for a long time. It is the only breathable skincare mask that I know of ever. It was created for problem skin, for burn skin, for battle scars, for eczema, different skin conditions. And it also is great for sunspots, wrinkles, and anti-aging. So this is definitely a product you'd like to have not only in your first aid kit, but in your beauty kit as well too. Marlene shared this picture with us. She had a serious case of eczema. After rolling her legs for a few weeks, she ended up with the condition completely relieved. You can see there's no scars on her legs, and she was apparently constantly scratching. This product is absolutely amazing. I put it on a battle scar, and within about 3-4 weeks, completely disappeared. I love it. Noni and collagen, one of my favorite products. Noni is the most efficacious fruit in the world. We all know that we need collagen for the youth of our organs, our internal systems, but also for our looks as well too. And the crazy thing is we take collagen for our looks, but it's working on the inside as well. So this is definitely a product you'd like to put in the shopping cart. Again, Noni is the most efficacious fruit in the world. We have 2 products, the Noni Regular, the Noni Max. What I love about this product, it is basically my soldiers of health protection that surround my body. It's in my body every morning, another shot at night. It's going to promote overall health and wellness. It supports a healthy immune system. So if you feel a little bit of a scratch and your glands swelling because a bug is trying to enter your system, power dose on the Noni and it will be gone. Helps boost energy and endurance. It helps sustain joint health and promote mobility. I have 4 flights of stairs at my casa here. I'm up and down those stairs to the pool deck on a regular basis. My knees are great. Again, I feel like I'm 30 years old, and I contribute it to these products. Supports a healthy cardiovascular system. There's so many great things about this product. It was the 3rd product that I purchased after I started getting my paychecks, which was about my 2nd week, because I heard Dr. Brett talk about this product and how fabulous it is. And it's basically, it's going to be your big shield to protect your health. CJ Sense, this was actually a photograph that he took to promote his results with the drops and the Advantage product. But I had him on my call, and his great testimony was specific to the Noni. He had gone to the doctor, and we're going back about 17, 18 years. And the doctor said, you need to get your affairs in order. You've got a serious liver condition, and it's not looking good. John Wadsworth, one of the owners of a company, his father, Mr. Wadsworth, gave CJ a bottle of Noni Max, and that changed CJ's life to the point now that he's enjoying grandchildren that weren't even born when he got this news 17 years ago. So it is an amazing product. And of course, CJ looks darn good there with the drops as well. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. Our Nutrify line is one that's very, very popular. I love them. I take them all. The probiotics, again, I believe it's the best in the world. It's loaded with strains of prebiotic, probiotic. It even has its own patented bottle, so you can take it when you're traveling and it won't be damaged by high temperatures. The Omega Q for your brain, for your heart. Amplify for your brain and extra energy. Optimal M and Optimal V's, that's minerals and vitamins for your eyes, your muscles, your lungs, your blood. Banali is one of our best sellers in China. When you lose weight with our drops, your skin may want to sag. We'll take the Banali and it'll pop your skin back to nice and firm. It also is loaded with vitamin C, so it's a great immune builder. And many people say they no longer suffer from allergy symptoms once they take the Banali. MOA on the right is a sachet. It's a liquid. I like it cold. It contains 36 superfoods from exotic, expensive locations. And these foods all come together and they help you with everything in your body. I call it my go-to. When I explained to Reese, one of our business partners, in the beginning that I was suffering from this arthritic pain, he said, you got to get some MOA. This was the 2nd product that I bought when I got my first paycheck. And I absolutely love it. Again, too, I no longer suffer from any kind of inflammatory diseases. Although we are here not to say that we cure or we heal or anything like that. I'm just sharing with you my personal experience. Here's a lady that had an ankle surgery that went seriously south on her. After taking the MOA, it was what she needed to get well again. Again, too, there's story after story for anybody with inflammation, with chronic pain, with knees, mobility, shoulders. This is the one for you. Put it in your shopping cart. Sugar stop. Wow. Every now and then, we're going to want to kind of sway from our drops program of clean foods and want to have that piece of cherry pie or the Italian pasta, something like that. This product blocks 20% of the sugar spiking that may happen from white sugars, 40% from sugars that happen from carbohydrate foods that you eat. It's high fibrous and it's a powder, tastes like mango. I love the taste of it. Mix it with water, drink it before you go out to that restaurant, and it's going to help you in block. Now, I'm not encouraging you to eat every day, but there's going to be the occasion that you're going to want that piece of birthday cake. And now, oh my God, everyone loves Advantage. Because when you lose weight with the drops, if you're my age, there's going to be a little bit of a muffin top left over. Well, this is the Advantage that's going to burn that harmful visceral fat around your waist and hips. Weight gain around our middle is associated with an increased risk for high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, heart disease, and diabetes. The medical community is beginning to refer to the visceral fat as killer fat. So we're talking now about the importance of weight control, not only for the aesthetics, so you can get into those skinny jeans, but also for your health, right? Diabetes and everything else that goes along with it. Advantage is a tablet. It increases calories burned 10 times, so you get leaner faster. It marries so well with the drops. I love this product. Helps reduce stubborn visceral fat to slim waist and hips, helps increase metabolism so you burn more calories. It activates, get this, activates fat burning cells in your brown adipose tissue. And helps prevent weight regain following weight loss. It's a great product. And again, you want to marry it up with the drops. Slenderies Pure Nourish. This is my go-to morning breakfast. I bring the cocoa in with it as well because I love the chocolate flavor. I throw in my blueberries, my strawberries, and you have yourself the most amazing breakfast. 18 grams of protein. There are no bad fillers, no bad ingredients. It is pure vegetable protein. This is the product. There's so much nutrition. If all the food on the planet should disappear tomorrow, you can have the Pure Nourish with water and be well nutrified. Giving greens, all those efficacious greens, the kales, the parsleys, the spinach, the Brussels sprouts, and so on. And then, of course, we have the drops, but I'm not going there yet because I want to share with you my fountain of youth in a box. It's called Renew. Renew helps combat the natural aging process to promote youth and vitality. It is the only product in the world that will naturally trigger human growth hormone production, HGH. When we get to the age of 30, our HGH production goes on the rapid decline, right? We have 2 international patents on this product. It promotes deeper, more restorative sleep, REM. Wow. Good sleep tonight means better decisions tomorrow. I love my sleep with Renew. I wake up 6:45 going, okay, I'm done sleeping. Get up and go. Increased libido, stamina, and pleasure, as reported by many happy couples. Reduces body fat and increases lean muscle. You should see my muscle tone. If I see you in Calgary, I'm going to flex for you, okay? Promotes youthful looking skin and hair, improves your mood, and improves energy and cell regeneration. This product with the drops and the Advantage are your 3 magic products for weight control. The drops, our flagship product. These drops have been on the market for 16 years. Well over 1 million bottles have been sold. They're natural, safe, and effective. There's no hormones in it. It's stimulant and hormone free, and you will drop twice the weight as if you tried to diet and gym alone. Clinically proven, doctor recommended. What will it do for you? Well, first of all, it's going to curb your hunger and control your appetite. It's going to send a signal to your brain that says, stop eating now. I celebrate that I have not had white sugar. I have not had dessert since I started this program a year ago, April. It eliminates your sugar cravings. You know what? We need help. There's so much sugar that are put into our foods nowadays. We need the tools to help us abstain from those products that aren't good for us. It helps balance hormones, including the insulin, which is very important for diabetes control, the ghrelin, the hunger hormone, leptin, and cortisol, the anxiety hormone. It's going to stimulate your metabolism, so you will have increased energy and feel younger. It's going to help you stay motivated and helps with stress. We have ashwagandha and rhodiola in the product that will balance your mood and keep you joyous. Clinically proven to support your thyroid, maintains healthy blood sugar levels. And how about this? Lift the brain fog. Who would like that? Memory improvements, and you will lose weight in your entire body. I call it God's miracle drops. I'm just so grateful. I want to encourage you to know that this is not a fad. It is not a diet, because those don't work. The weight always comes back. This is a lifestyle change. We're told to drink our water anyway, exercise. Hey, we've been told to exercise 5 days a week, 15 to 30 minutes, make it fun, walk the dog, line dance, go swimming, whatever it is, get some aerobic exercise in there. I started skipping. Can you believe it? I'm 66 years old and I'm skipping. Wow. This is truly a discipline, and it's going to be taken before each of your meals. We've got an approved food list that is highly, highly generous, all kinds of proteins, plant-based. You will not go hungry on the list. I want to share with you now some testimonies of people I know. These are real people, real stories, real results. Jane Storch, she has lost a total of 50 pounds. In this picture, 32 pounds in 8 weeks. Dr. Crystal lost a whole person. She struggled with weight all her life. She lost 162 pounds, and that was 6 or 7 years ago. And the beautiful lady on the right still looks like that today. She did not gain back the weight. James Leponsi lost 47 pounds in 4 months. Now look at the face. The guy on the right looks like he could be a younger brother to the guy on the left. Men, you have hormones too. We all need to deal with this hormonal circus. Tracy Morelli, West Virginia. Robin, as an athlete, she loves bodybuilding. Her performance has gone sky high, and she's also lost that stubborn 10 pounds as well. Katie, 30-day transition. You can see the drops work very, very quickly. My friend Maggie out of Fox Island. Julie Park was very sick, married to a doctor at that time, very, very sick when she started the drops. And look at the transformation in this beautiful young woman. She looks vibrant, she looks healthy, she looks sexy, and she's very, very successful with the company as well. April from Stratford, Oklahoma, as well. She has a great story. She'll be back on our call next month. The Hublers, they have 5 kids. They were hesitant about this product because Josh is a scientist. He's a physiotherapist, and he has a clinic, a very busy clinic. So he reviewed the science, he tested the science, and he decided this is something that I can offer to my clients. And look at the transition with these two. Very successful with the company. Thela had suffered from cancer. She was going through chemotherapy as well as radiation, left her very, very sick. She got on the drops, and not only did she get healthy again, but she said goodbye to 25 pounds. Chris Bailey was suffering with Lyme disease, couldn't find solutions for him anywhere. And after being on the drops, you can see how much weight he's lost, and now he's very, very healthy. Our dear Cheryl Cook, right out of Parksville, British Columbia, you can see the difference with her, where she started December 24th. She actually called me on Christmas Eve, and that's when she decided to buy the drops. Look at the difference, cross corner to her in April 2025. Wow, amazing transitions. And Cheryl's in her 70s. So, you know, this is for everybody. Selena Kirby lost a whole bunch of weight. She was diabetic and high blood pressure. She was able to come off the medications, and look how young she looks. Ashley celebrates not having any more of those night sweats, those hot flashes, those anxious anxiety moments where you want to hurt your husband. By the way, there's 1 billion women going into menopause and premenopause this year. There's a lot of people we can reach out to touch, because guys, you don't know about night sweats and hot flashes. Us girls do, and it's not pleasant. So we need to reach out and help those gals. Reese lost 65 pounds, released his addiction to Dr. Pepper and Oreo cookies. My dear friend Penny Toner from Grand Prairie, the girl on the left had colon cancer and 5 surgeries. All of them went south. She was in a bad, bad, bad way. Last July, that picture on the left was last July. In 2 months, you can see the transition with Penny. I just got a message from her. She is on her road to recovery. Yesterday was one of her best days ever. And she's actually going to be on the bus for 7 hours from Grand Prairie to Calgary to go to the Calgary Connect event. She couldn't do that. She couldn't even get out of bed when I talked to her last July. She was fatigued and in bed for 16 hours a day. Jerry lost 12 pounds, but also that he lost the shaking. He used to have to hold one hand as he would bring it up with the soup spoon. And I mentioned to my husband, Mike says, I've lost my shaking too. And Mike says, I've lost my acid reflux, and I've also lost my migraines. So there's a lot more than just 20 pounds. And that's my new t-shirt. This is a lot more than 20 pounds. Deborah Bader, she's a nurse. She was recently on her call. Her entire family is on the drops, having great success. And here's my beautiful Barbara McCubin. Oh my God, Barbara, I just love showing that little tummy of yours. And look at this lady. I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but I'm going to tell you she's over 70. And look at how beautiful she is. Our products are having people look younger. We are aging backwards. And also, her and Randy were building a house on a beautiful property in Maryland. Partner co-paid for their brand new kitchen with their success with the business. Congratulations, Barb and Randy. Crystal and Rick were recently on the call. Together, the two of them have lost over 200 pounds together. Wow, what a transition. They owned a food truck and they're foodies and they were really resistant to give up their cheese. The doctor said, Rick, you better do something, man, because you're borderline. You're borderline here. And these drops literally saved their lives. My friend Colleen from Omaha. Look at the difference. This is less than a year, guys. Less than a year, the transition with Colleen. Valerie St. Jack went from size very, very big to skinny jeans, celebrating. She actually won a contest that Partico had because she was so successful with the program. Let's get on to our testimonies. We've got some great, great testimonies tonight. First, have a look at this picture of Miss Elimon from Central Illinois. You can see the difference. The lady on the left is substantially heavier than that lady on the right. LeeAnn, I'm so thankful that you're joining us on the call.
Thank you, Ricia. I started this journey of wellness 10 years ago. My liver messed up after 2 bouts of cancer and lots of radiation. My liver went south with a stone stuck in it, which turned into sepsis.
Wow.
And after that, I just could never get my energy back. And I just couldn't eat. And I had a friend, a real close friend, who was in a wellness company. And she said, I really think if you would just do a wellness company and give it a try, it would help you. And that started my journey. I made a real quick recovery. I started looking different immediately. It took years off my life. And I did lose some weight, but that wasn't the focus. The focus was getting my health back. And I just kept going because I just felt so good. And when BARB started posting her losing weight, I had just been away on a little trip and grabbed a couple of pair of white pants that when I got to my trip, I could not get in those white pants. So when I saw BARB posting, I thought, well, this is an indication I better get some weight off. And weight wellness is a real important thing. And it has to come first and get yourself balanced. But the doctors had wanted to put me on statin drugs. And I had just watched my mother go through so much pharmaceutical drugs, and my husband too. And I said, give me 6 months. And with this eating plan and these products, and didn't we find a unicorn for a company to be with? I just am so thrilled with it. But my main focus is wellness and helping a few of my friends to get well. And I love the reverse aging a little bit. And I like to feel like I'm way younger than what I am because I still do all my own work. And I don't have that made yet, but maybe one of these days. Thanks, Ricia, for putting that in my head. So I used to have a lot of help, and I don't know, my world turned backwards or something. I don't know, but anyway, I am just so pleased that I've lost. It's more difficult to lose weight when you're older, and with these drops and the Advantage, it just I look at it as 12 times help. Yeah. And you know, once you get older, you're not as active, and just all of it starts hitting you right around the middle. So I just feel really blessed that I was able to get myself back on normal track with natural products.
Well, it sounds like the drops have saved your life, really.
Well, my blood pressure lowered with 28 pounds gone, and my cholesterol, my triglycerides. I had to prove it to myself. I said I'm a person that likes to see it on paper. But when I left the doctor, I knew right then, I'm going to prove this. I am going to prove this, that if I can get some weight off, and I want to lose another 10 pounds at least. But I really balanced about 3 months ago. I mean, really kind of no matter what I did, I didn't gain, I didn't lose, I just kind of was stuck there. So I'm going to give it some time, get going here and
Absolutely.
lose 10 more. Let my skin catch up with me.
Yeah,
So
LeeAnn, may I ask how old you are?
I'm 77. I'll be 78 in October.
You
BARB
look
and I
beautiful.
almost have the same birthday.
What day is your birthday?
Well, I noticed yours was the 28th. Mine's the 26th.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We're Scorpio girls. We're Scorpio sisters.
Yeah.
You look fantastic. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for sharing
Thank
your
you.
story with us. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate getting to know you a little bit. Thank you so
It's
very
all
much.
about the help. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, LeeAnn. Wow, yet another great story. Every single time I hear these stories and I think, wow, this is just more than 20 pounds. There's self-confidence, there's esteem, there's mobility, there's all those things that go with the results. Now let's swing all the way to the other side of the continent, Vancouver Island. We have Nancy and Wayne Hupalo that are going to join us and take a good look at the pictures. Oh my goodness, you guys look so, so great. Anxious to hear your story. Come forward, Nancy and Wayne. Unmute your mic.
Okay.
Wow, I have to look at that picture again. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that's only because we went to Colorado and came back up through Manitoba and good food all the way through. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mama's food.
Mama's food too. Yeah, in Manitoba. Oh my.
Well, that
Too many
was another
pierogies.
Oh, well, I'm a Ukrainian girl from Manitoba, so I know all about that wholesome food too.
That's right.
So, Nancy, let's start with you. How did you hear about the drops and what is your story? Please share with us.
Well, my story is I actually heard about the drops a year ago in June. Donna had talked to me about them, and I had just actually started another type of weight loss thing, and I was already kind of financially committed to that. So I said, well, I'll see how that works, which it
was another MLM.
Yeah. So anyways, it was I couldn't get the weight no matter how hard I tried. Like I would do the exercising. I did their supplements. I did the food thing. I did keto or low carb or all that kind of stuff. Anyways, I would get so far and then that would be it. I would sort of plateau. And then we went away in January. I was really packing the weight on by Christmas, as you can see. And then we went away in January. And when we came back, I wasn't feeling very good. I had a incident that happened when we went for a walk where both my arms felt like I had blood pressure cuffs on them and they were just aching, and we were on this walk, and then my jaw started to get pain all the way down to my chest. And I didn't say anything to my husband. I said, let's just wait here on this little bench. And so that was, and then when I finally told him what was going on, he was just like, oh my goodness, So we shared this with Donna, and it just happened to be right like 5 days before you guys all came to the beach club in Parksville. Mm-hmm. So she wanted me to meet Dr. Crystal Vance. And so I came and I told him, I said, I'm not going to another thing like this unless you come with me. So he did. And then Dr. Vance couldn't show up. So that was a bit disappointing. However, I remember hearing James' story and numerous other people that were there. And so that's when I decided, okay, Donna, I'll try your drops. And well, you know, the rest is history. I do know that I have insulin resistance due to 33 years of being dealing with autoimmune vasculitis. And I've been on every drug you could imagine. And so that affects your liver. It affects everything else. And I've been in and out of hospitals. So I do have quite a long health struggle history. But this is the first time, you know, like I've been doing pretty good in the last 4 years, but could not get rid of the fatigue or brain fog or
blood pressure.
Blood pressure. Oh yeah, because the medication I went on, the results or the side effect was high blood pressure. So I went for a stress test last week, and to find out I don't have any plug arteries. My blood pressure is normal, and the blood pressure actually started coming down the second week I was doing the drops. It started going down
from 220 over 100. Can you imagine?
Wow.
That's nuts.
It was really bad. So yeah, so I have, you know, mental clarity, the brain fog and fatigue. When you got brain fog, you can't even get out of a chair to do anything. You have no motivation and you're depressed. And yeah, so all of that is gone. And I'm like, to me, that's the biggest win. And I'm sleeping. I haven't slept in years.
Wow.
And I've been consistently sleeping every single night. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you, Nancy. Wow, what a great story. What about you, Wayne?
Well, she says I don't snore anymore, so that's amazing. I mean, she couldn't get her sleep because of
your marriage.
the fella mentioned before, acid reflux is gone. Good old Ukrainian has a sweet tooth. Still have the odd inkling of like, oh, that would be good to have that, you know, cherry pie or whatever, but not as much. And you know, backing off on the milk products or dairy of any sort. Still nibbling away at my old Irish cheese because I'm thinking in my mind it's got less hormones in there or whatever, but not as much as I used to, you know. But it's just the fact of how I said to my honey, okay, you do this, I'll support you. Deb, I shouldn't say mention her name. Deb that we met in Parksville said, you got to be resolute because that's the only way this is going to work. You can't be cheating. You can't be, okay, honey, we're going to be resolute.
Yeah. And
here I am, you know, 16 pounds in 4 weeks, gone. I look at my pedometer from where I work with maintenance for 25 properties in our place. And I'm like, I've never walked 10,000 steps or 13,000 steps. And there it is. Ever since I started the drops, it's like, huh?
Well, it's not just the drops. He's on MOA. He started with MOA first, and he had such severe like inflammation in his hip that we were like, oh, are you going to need a hip replacement? Like seriously, he would get up in the morning and try to stretch, and he'd be, you know,
it'd be something. Stairs and getting out of the car, you know, you have to say oi yo yo every time. Now it's like
that's because grandfather.
And that's because of Tim, because Tim in 1 week in Speedy at Parksville, he said, I'm taking the MOA, and he says, now I'm kind of jumping up on the stools to work on the windshield. I'm not going around, you know, I'm climbing over stuff. So I figured, okay, let's give her a shot. It took about 3 weeks before that kicked in. Yeah. And then I'm just like,
and then that was actually when you started the drops. I was on the drops quite like 2.5 weeks before he was. Yeah. And so he lost his weight like that. I'm at 11 pounds. He's at 16. I've always been jealous that the men lose it faster than the women.
Size 32 pants, size 32. It's like I have more of that since high school.
Well, I'm so thankful to both of you for amazing testimonials. And I'm so happy that you're feeling better. And I'm going to see you both in Calgary, right?
Amen.
You'll see me. You're not going to see Wayne, but you'll see me.
Okay, and we'll see Wayne in Parksville when I get there June 7th.
Right.
Amen, girl.
Right.
Amen.
Wow, great. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. Great story. Just love it. Love it. I love hosting these calls. So you're probably wondering now, how can I get the drops? Well, you can be a customer and buy retail. One box in Canada, $221. A 4-pack is $665. These are retail prices. One box in the US, $176. A 4-pack is $531. Put one in the chat if you'd like to have a better deal. Everybody, I want to see those ones fly in the chat. Well, you know what's going to happen? Very soon, people are going to say, "Oh my God, Dale, what are you doing? You look different. Your face is thinner. You look great. Your eyes are perkier." Well, you're going to say, "I've taken these drops, so why not be able to share it with others?" Because the last I heard, this company wants to send a whole bunch of commission checks out to you on a Friday basis. So in US, it's $29.95 for a one-time lifetime membership. You get all the tools, including the back office to track your paychecks. In Canada, it's $37.95 plus tax, because we like to pay a little bit more for things up here. And again, you get all the tools you need. And again, whatever income is discussed, it's all based on your personal ability. And let's talk about how to turn drops into profits. We went through the product portion. Now, again, too, it's that kind of a product that people are going to say, "What are you doing?" Let's talk about referring others. Immediately right out of the gate, as a brand partner or preferred customer, you would receive 30% off in your own purchases. So of course, if you're marketing it to others, you would earn automatically those 30 points. In the United States, a 4-pack is $371. Suggested retail is $176. Let's say you gave your friends a bit of a discount at $167. You're making $222 of profit, and you get yours free. If you bought a 10-pack, the unit cost lowers significantly, so you have significant profits of $790. So who likes free, right? 4-pack in Canada is $465. If you paid retail, it'd be $665. Share 3 others with friends and family. You would profit $240, also giving your friends a little bit of a deal, and you get your product for free. That 4-pack is such a great deal. So we're going to encourage you to promote 30 boxes over 30 days, and that will turn you into what is called Ultimate, the top pay position in our company. $24.98 in roughly in profits in Canada, $2,700 in the United States. I'm going to share with you in a minute the benefit of being Ultimate. But imagine you post on social media and someone again in Italy says, "I want those drops." Very soon you'll have an international market. We have a very simple system. There are thousands of us that have testimonials, and we all want to share it and get it out on Facebook. So we have a collection of these testimonials, and we put it together in folders. It's kind of like a Google storage in the sky. Social media week 1 has 14 testimonials. Week 2 has another 14, and so on. When people have questions, you can go to the text strips for drops. This is all done in a little app on your phone called Boards or on your computer. If you can copy and paste, this is a system that's just as easy as plug and play. Here's Rick and Crystal. We talked about them earlier. When I posted this, I had so many comments that came back. "What are these drops? I want to know about these drops," because a picture paints 1,000 words. So first thing, let's activate your position with 200 points. We are a product company. Every box bottle has a point connected to it. So you're going to be eligible to receive commissions. A 4-pack in Canada happens to be that 200 point mark. In the United States, also a 4-pack is 200 points. I'm going to recommend that you add a box of Renew. That's going to be such a great sleep. It helps lower the cortisol production in your body, helping you lose weight. And again, a 4-pack plus Renew is 270 points. In the United States, it's 278. So that positions you to be activated. In the United States, you can buy 10 packs or 20 or 30 packs, and your profits are going to grow. There's actually a 30-pack option in the US. It's a great deal. Can you imagine that you actually invest in your business $2,300 plus the $29.95, and you are able, and you will, with the system of growth, post and sell 30 boxes. Customers come to you and say, "How do I do this?" Dale just posted a personal picture of her saying, "I'm getting ready for the drops," and 8 people responded and say, "What are these drops? I want to know more about these drops." And just wait till you get going, Dale. I'm telling you that people want this product. So on an Ultimate option in the United States, you're looking at profits of $2,710. In Canada, we do have, this is a kit that I put together. Corporate just put together a new kit as well. And it's roughly about $3,500 investment, and you get profits back of about $3,100 by sharing these products with others. We are voted the most generous, the best compensation plan in the industry, as you can see from 1 year activity. Well, actually, all those pictures I showed you was 7 months activity. It's unheard of for so many people to be promoting and climbing ranks so quickly. We are paid 9 different ways. We talked about the retail profits. So anything you purchase is going to be 30% off as a brand partner, and in turn, you could retail it and make those 30 points back. There's going to be a lady like Mary. Let's say Mary's in Illinois, close to LeeAnn, and Mary says, you know, I don't want to buy retail. I want to be a brand partner, and I think that I can share this with the people in my trailer park. So I'm going to buy 2 10-packs. That's 1,000 points of volume. If you're activated because you bought a 4-pack, you would earn 15% on Mary's purchase, which would be $150. But if you were ultimate, you would earn double. You would earn 30%, $300 on that very same purchase. So it just makes sense. If the company has money to pay you, don't ever leave money on the table. You're going to want to sell or buy 100 points of products so you can stay qualified for commissions. There's another part to our program that I love. It's kind of like I don't want to use the word residual, but it is a commission that we receive from the activity in your business. And based on a formula, Mary's going to offer these drops to Henry, and Henry's going to offer it to Lucy. And before you know it, you have 300 people that are all sharing these drops. Well, that's called a base pay commission, that through a formula, you're going to get paid 15% of that activity every Friday. If your check of the base pay that Friday is $250 or more, you will receive another 15% put aside in what we call a savings bonus. When that savings bonus climbs up to $10,000, you're going to get a call from the company, and they're going to congratulate you and say, guess what? You've just triggered your $10,000. For our Canadians on the call, it's $10,000 US. Chris and Joni unlocked theirs in 8 months. We have the Wyndhams that unlocked theirs recently. Same with the Antleys. There's so many people celebrating success. Kim Gray was a lady that was very, very handicapped with a unique form of muscular dystrophy. She was in a bad way, and she weighed 116 pounds more than you see her there. She didn't have a Rolodex. She didn't have any skills, but I'll tell you, she had a passion to change her life. And now she's one of the top money earners in our company, and she's feeling a whole lot better too. Many people took in their lifestyle credits, which is something we get paid just for doing what we do, sharing the product with others. And those credits are cashed in for these people to the Tahiti trip in 2024. A group went to the Bahamas. So the company is just constantly rewarding us with great treats. And as you saw the pictures from Punta Cana, where there was 200 of us that were there, all expenses paid. Coming up very soon for another bunch of very lucky people is a trip to Bali. And when I was in Orlando last September, there was 800 people that were doing the happy dance across the stage, celebrating their rank advancements. That was over 1/3 of the people in the audience were actually on the stage. Now I'd like to share with you this lady, Barbara McCubbin. Her and I just connected. We became soul sisters. Her and her husband are wonderful, lovely, lovely people. I just love them to bits. I feel like they're family to me. Barbara, I'm so glad to have you on the call tonight. Let us hear your story.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I feel the same way about you. In fact, when you were doing your presentation and showing us the beautiful place, and we want to come. Can we book that for next year?
We'll be there.
Okay, we'll be there.
They don't have you up for dinner, and I'll tell you about the silly name, Casa 700 Mangoes. So first of all, Barb, you two look so great. I mean, you don't look like people in your 70s. You look like people in your 50s. You look great.
Well, thank you. We're not actually quite.
We're close.
We're close.
I just turned 68. Barb will be 68 in October.
Oh, forgive me. Oh,
No, that's all right.
God, I'm making you older than you are.
That's all right, because, a year ago, we felt like we were in our 80s. So you're perfectly fine because we're aging backwards, and I don't mind. No, we really do. We have our life back again. I mean, we were really getting old very, very quickly. And I think it was like the stress in our lives and the lifestyle choices and things of that nature. Not that we were inactive. We were building a house, for heaven's sakes. But it was the stress, the cortisol, the hormone imbalances is what we, really, really discovered was the key to our ill health. We didn't know it until we learned it over this last year. And go ahead if you were going to ask a question. I'm sorry.
Well, how did you get onto the drops? Who told you about it? How did this all happen?
Well, I actually got desperate. I was 50 pounds overweight, as you saw in the picture, and I took a shot, one of the shots. It was the semaglutide. And right before I was supposed to have another shot, I said to God, just like that, I was driving and I said, God, what do you have? I'm really nervous to get the next shot because I had inflammation and fatigue in the 6 days that I had the shot. And I said, what do you have? I haven't consulted you. What do you have? I get a call the next day from a homeopathic friend of mine. She makes her own homeopathic tinctures. She's a Reiki and acupuncturist, functional medicine doctor. And she's a friend of mine. I've known her for 5 years. And she goes, Barbara, how are you? How's the house? How's your health? And I said, my cholesterol was high. Randy's high blood pressure, cholesterol. A1C was high. We're overweight and we're stressed out. Why? What's going on? She goes, I think I found something because my my patients, my clients, they're all talking about hormone imbalances and all of this other stuff going out there that isn't really what they're aligned with, right? They want something more holistic. I think I found something for not only my practice, but maybe you should take a look at it because of the business model, because Randy and I have been 15 years in this type of a platform, right? And I said, okay, I'll take a look at it. She invited me to take a look at it. And I knew instantly it was an answer to my prayer. I got the drops into my body. I was coachable. I did exactly what they told me to do. I invested with the big pack because I knew, because it was an answer to my prayer, I knew I could, offer this on social media, which I did. Do you know, Ricia, I actually was making offering these drops, and I was getting 20, 30, 40 messages every single day. And I was going to the mailbox every single day. And I went through the first 30 boxes in less than a week. And then I ordered another 30 boxes and went through those in a week and a half. And then my third set of 30 boxes was in 3 weeks. And gosh, in 17 days, Randy and I made $9,000 and released 9 pounds right off the bat in 17 days. So it was remarkable. It was absolutely remarkable. We lived paycheck to paycheck, Ricia, sorry. It's a little bit late on here on the East Coast. And I've been talking all night. I've been doing 2 drop talks before this. So, and we were living paycheck to paycheck in our 60s. We ran out of money before the end of the month, and we had to borrow a couple of times. We're not proud of it, from our 91-year-old mom. That's not really good. COVID beat us up financially. The court systems closed down, and we had to sell our big 4,000 square foot home and go into a tiny home. We did that. We were going to build a home on our children's land, and that went sour. They got a divorce and we were kicked out. So we didn't get to build a home on that 20 acres. So we had to scramble, and we found raw land for very inexpensive. And we said, well, we can do this. We can be pioneers. We had solar energy. We had water pumping from the stream, and we built our house by our hands, our own hands.
Wow. Wow.
Yep, we had composting toilets. We didn't have a shower for a year and a half. We actually had to bring water in, boil it on the wood stove or on the gas grill. We boiled water on the gas grill to bathe every single day for a year and a half. That was our lifestyle until this company came, until we got coachable. And as a result of my prayer, we're now going to be moving to North Carolina and having someone else build a brand new home for us.
Wow. But you just finished your beautiful kitchen.
I know, but someone else is going to enjoy it.
Yep.
Wow, what an amazing story. Now, Barb, how long ago was it that you got introduced to the drops?
A year ago, May 10th.
So you just passed your 1 year anniversary.
Right.
And look at all that has happened in your life.
We've
Wow.
never had this experience ever before in any of the other platforms. It was always so difficult to do what we really had envisioned we would be able to do, what we were told to do, but we just couldn't get traction. This attraction market and the plug and play system, I see so many single mamas winning here. So many single. In fact, one of my beautiful brand partners that I coached and mentored since January, she just retired from her work. She's in her early 40s, and she said bye-bye because she got so busy. She became an officer in 4 months.
Wow, that's amazing. And
I know.
you know what too? Like, I have never seen so many people promote. These
I
are
know.
people that have followed me from plan to plan, and they may have had 1 or 2 checks or no checks at all, or may have sponsored
Yeah.
2 people. And now they're climbing the ranks to vice president and senior vice president. It's a mind blower.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And then I got offered to go to Bali. So I'm going to be heading to Bali next month. And
Wow.
we're on the trajectory to earn our savings bonus while we're in Bali, as well as reach CEO in Bali. So we're just so excited about all of that.
Congratulations. Oh my God. So here you've got the trip to Punta Cana, the trip to Bali, and now you're triggering your $10,000 check. You've built a dream house. Now you've built a section of land in North Carolina, and you're contracting to build a new house, and you've lost a whole bunch of weight and you look like you're 35.
Can it get any better than this?
Any better than that? I'm so happy to talk to you both. Wow, I'm just
I'll add
excited.
one more thing, Ricia, one more thing. What I said in the very beginning a year ago, I don't know what's going on, but God is on the move.
Yes.
That's all I could get out. God is on the move. But I know that our company and this platform is chosen. It's got his anointing on it. And he is blessing people's lives every single day through our mouth, through our hands and feet. All we have to do is offer this to so many people that are really, really looking for an answer to their prayers. And that's what we offer. We offer hope.
Yeah.
Wow, so amazing. Randy, I'm going to have you tell your story. I need to let a German Shepherd out, or else he's going to pee on my floor. So you tell your story, and I'll be right back.
Sure. So I, of course, started the drops the same time Barb did. I noticed weight loss just like she did, probably a little bit more than she did. I've lost 34 pounds total. But the biggest thing for me, I got off my blood pressure medicine, got off my high cholesterol medicine, all within about 6 to 8 weeks. I was due to have knee replacement surgery last fall. I don't need to have that anymore. The inflammation is gone from my knees, from my shoulder, and from my hips. I don't have sciatica issues anymore when I drive on long distances. I don't have restless leg syndrome at night. All these things just from these drops. I've been, like I said, we've been on them for a year now. I don't take the drops every day anymore. I've kept the weight off. I've kept the cravings off. It's just been totally phenomenal. Energy at the wazoo. Sleep so much better. And the benefits of this company, believe me, if you all do this with a spouse, with a friend, with whomever, it is so much fun. We are having a blast. We love all these people. Get all these beautiful people that show up on these calls. We got to meet Ricia. We love you. It's just phenomenal, the camaraderie that flows through this company. It's beautiful. Love it.
Yes, you're right, Randy. Debbie wants to know what products you're taking.
We love the Tahitian noni. Oh my gosh. We have a noni cocktail every night.
Every night.
Yeah, that's our cocktail now.
We do Renew right before bed.
Renew. Yeah, and the elite, we love it. And we love the
Yeah, we
pure,
love
pure and
Elite.
nourished. We have that every day with the giving greens and the chocolate cacao. So everything you talked
Yeah.
about is what we're on. We love the Nutrify product line, the vitamin, the minerals, the Vanali. I do the Restorix. I do the Sugar Stop occasionally, you know, when we're going out to eat. I do the Advantage, that sort of thing. I've tried most all of my Skincerity. Yep, I do that.
Wonderful.
So
Well, you know what, isn't it funny? Because like I say, I started off with having the money to buy 2 boxes, and now I've got a bodega, I've got a warehouse full of products, and
Yeah.
I'm on every one as well too. Because they're all you feel every one of them,
yeah,
right? Right.
For sure.
Debbie has a question.
the
What
pain,
product helped with the pain in the knee?
the drops,
The drops mainly,
yeah,
seriously, it's just the drops. Yep.
releasing the weight and the
Releasing the weight.
inflammation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. We're going to move on. This is so wonderful. Have a great time in Bali. Thank you so much for being on the call with us tonight. I really appreciate it. We're going to wrap up. I've got just a couple more slides to do. Barbara and Randy, I love you to bits. Have a great time in Bali. Wow. Another great story. Guys, these drops are as much for you as they are for the girls. We all suffer from the same kinds of problems. So how will you know if you're in balance? How will you know if the products are working for you? Well, you've heard it from everyone tonight. You'll have more energy, you'll sleep better, improve mood, increase in libido, reduction in inflammation, you'll lose those inches, get into the skinny jeans, better elimination and digestion. Your brain will be clearer, less brain fog, boost in immunity, and an overall sense of well-being. You will feel it. I saw 200 people in Punta Cana that acted like we were all in our 30s doing the Tarzan ropes at the waterfall and that. It's just amazing. These products, there's no contraindications whatsoever. They're natural ingredients, and these products will help you feel better, and for many of us, age backwards. So going full swing here, we've seen these symptoms at the very beginning of the presentation. Who do you know? Everyone. Your sister, your cousin, your brother-in-law, your coworkers, your boss, the garbage man. Every single person over the age of 30 is going through the same thing. Our food systems have been so messed up. They've got us hooked on sugar foods and high carbohydrate foods that turn into sugar. There's so many things that have really, really messed us up, and it's time to get back into balance. And we owe it to people to share these products with them, because people don't have to be sick. They don't have to be unhealthy. So in summary, are you a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4? A 1, no, I guess you don't want to be a 1 at Sexed Out. That's the guy that wants to buy retail, but why would you want to do that for $29.95 or $37.95? You can become a brand partner, a preferred customer, and save money. At least be a 2. But what about the people that want to get on this health and wealth train and ride? Do I have any 3s? If you're a 3, put 3 in the chat. Because again, too, you know, like look at Barbara. Oh my God, 90 plus boxes in 21 days. Crazy, crazy. But people want this product. How about the 4s? I want to get on this health and wealth train and ride it big all the way to the top. Do we have any 4s in the chat? You can live the dream and have that time freedom. I mean, there's Barb and Randy off to Bali. I know a lot of people are going back to Bali just after coming home from Punta Cana. Enjoy that body you love, financial stability, have this great community, as Randy mentioned, this community of friends, the culture, have these luxury experiences. This is it. This is Partner Code. Enrolling is easy. It takes as easy as 5 minutes. We can help you choose a kit. I do want to talk about Calgary Connect. This is the first time ever that Partner Co. Corporate is doing an event in Calgary. We are launching Canada, so to speak. They are bringing their team of scientists. We have Dr. Ray Strand, Dr. Joshua Plant. We have Barbara Cox-Lovesey. The whole scientific team is coming along. We have the owners coming from the company, John Wadsworth and Amy will be there, the family. We also have Lucy West running Canada, Dan Cowley and Katie Holt-Larson running the US, along with marketing extraordinaire Mark Patterson. We'll also have Vivian, who's going to be assisting with the marketing program as well. We have an incredible lineup, a great lineup. This is going to be at the BMO Conference Center overlooking the beautiful Rocky Mountains. Get to Calgary, be in Calgary. You will walk into Calgary and you will not need that plane to fly home, because your belief level will go up. You'll understand so much more. This is a lot more than just a 4-pack that you purchase in your little town somewhere in rural BC. This is a big global picture with some amazing people at the helm. So I want to put it out there to anyone who's connected to me. Layla's going to put in the chat my email. You send me an email and tell me 5 reasons why you want to go to Calgary, and I'm going to give you a free ticket. I've got a limited number of tickets. Again, write down my email and write me 5 reasons why you want to go to Calgary. And you know what? You can drive there, you can Airbnb. There's so many connections that you can make that will keep it affordable for you. We're bringing our little cooler in so we can have our own picnic lunches. Again, write me 5 reasons why you want a free ticket, why you want to go to Calgary. And it'll be a bit of a contest. So I'll be able to choose the top people and I'll be able to award you that free Calgary Connect ticket. So you heard my story, 1-year anniversary. You heard Barb and Randy's story about their 1-year experience. What will your 1 year look like? 1 year from now, where will you be with this company? Next call will be Thursday. I need to change that to, well, actually, sorry, the next call will be the 26th. It will be Monday, the 26th. Sorry about that. My administrator didn't get that repaired for me. But here we go. We're on the end of the presentation tonight. I want to thank our hosts for being on the call with us, Barb and Randy MacKubin, our special guests, our surprise special guests. Thank you so much. LeeAnn Elimon, thank you so much for being on our call as well. Nancy and Wayne Hupalo, thank you so much. Layla, the co-host, I love you to bits. And all the brand partners who came out to support the call. And for the guests, this was all about you tonight. So thank you so much for coming here. If anyone wants to hang around and ask some questions, if Randy and Barb want to hang around and answer some questions, I know it's late for you, but we can open it up to a few questions and I'm going to stop the recording. So thank you, everybody, and happy, you're going into a long weekend, are you not? US long weekend? Yes, you are. Okay, well, happy USA long weekend.
That's right. Yes, we are.
Yeah, enjoy. We just had ours last weekend. I'm going to stop the recording and open it up for questions.